Her ticket was $6,390. Drop the mic, please. If you would have told me 36 years ago when I was in hair school, and my hair school teacher told me that I'd be lucky if I made $250 a week, that we did this profession out of love. From that moment, I was ready to challenge her at any step of the way and show her that that was not going to be me, which probably drove me to this point of being that hairstylist that in 6 hours I could have a ticket that was $6,390. Hi, I'm Jennifer Janisch, owner of Adored Salon and Adored Signature Hand-Tied Hair Extensions. I'm obsessed with curly hair. I cut it, style it, and extend it, and this podcast is all about my curly girl obsessions that stretch far beyond just curly hair. Hey there, it's me, Jennifer, from the Curly Girls Obsessions that you are watching today on YouTube, or you're listening on Apple Podcasts. So if you're watching me, yes, I'm wearing the same outfit. I'm kind of batch recording today. I had a lot of ideas come to me this morning after seeing some content online, and I'm in my home office, which is now acting as my son's bedroom because we are in the process of remodeling the basement. So don't mind the laundry behind me. Don't mind it. If you're on Apple and you want to see the laundry behind me, click on over to YouTube. Okay, so today we are going to talk about the cost of my education for hand-tied hair extensions and the education to teach you how to cut and style and all the things curly hair. Right now within the hair industry, a lot of educators are discounting their prices drastically. Some are giving education away for free because so much has changed in the hair industry. We all know the economy is kind of tight, kind of doing its thing. But what still remains true is the fact that people always want to look good and will go to great lengths to look good. And so when it comes to the cost of my education, this has been kind of one of those touchy topics because I haven't lowered it. I actually increased it and started including $1,000 worth of Adored hair extensions when you take my 3-day install class. My 3-day install class with Adored hair extensions, what does it entail? Well, first, we start out introducing ourselves, self-explanatory. Every class does this, right? I also keep it low attendance. I do not like to really have more than 3 or 4 students at a time because I want everybody to get what they came for. I want everybody to know exactly what they need when they walk out the door. Does that mean that everybody that walks out the door will be successful with Adored hair extensions and a hair extension install career? No, it won't, because out of the people that take it, it is the top 20% that will actually follow through and do the work to add the service and become successful at it. And I will say that the majority of those 20% of people who have done that took my 3-month mentorship program after the class was done. Is that extra? Yeah, it is, because it's a lot of my time, it's a lot of my energy, but when you do that, you are getting 100% help from me to help you grow. And with the addition of $1,000 worth of Adored hair extensions, you pretty much get at least one install, if not one full install, one full row. Like you have a really good start to kicking off your career as an extension artist with that hair. Why do I say this, right? Because it's always that first client that's the challenge to get. But once you get that first client and you become comfortable with it, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. That first client becomes your ride or die, your model, your everything, right? And if you're smart about it, you utilize that person to the fullest when it comes to marketing yourself, video, photography, testimony, like all the things. And that's what helps boost your career. So let's talk about price. So my upcoming 3-day class in person is $5,500. Like I said, it comes with $1,000 worth of hair. It comes with your kit valued at $750. It comes with our styling tutorials valued at $250. It comes with a swag bag with swag in it that is worth upwards of $1,200. It also comes with my like personal hair extension recipe book. This was something that I put together because when I first started doing hair extensions, I was always like wanting to know the formulas of the root and lowlights. I wanted to know how the hair was placed on the weft and how the hair was placed on the row and how the rows were placed in the hair and how they got the overall look, right? So this is like 16 or 15 PDFs with before and after photos breaking down from the client's natural hair level to what I colored them with, complete with the formula, and then with the directions of what hair I used, where it laid on the row, and how I rooted and low-lighted it. Pretty amazing. Those, I believe, are for sale on our site. Like, I can't comment on that because I don't know the number off the top of my head. But if you go to jenniferjanisch.com and you click like the Curl Tour University, you will find them in there. And then the mentorship opportunity started out at $1,500 for 3 months and bi-weekly calls on Zoom and access to me to help you, right? So definitely worth more than $1,500. I will tell you that because it's going to kickstart your extension career. Okay, so if you're still hung up at the $5,500 price tag, let me share with you. When you have a client that has naturally curly hair, you're a curl specialist. We're just going to go here because this is going to be your biggest price tag. And the client comes in, they got a bad haircut elsewhere, and they were supposed to only get their ends trimmed. I'm telling you from a scenario that I just had 2 weeks ago. Supposed to get her end trim, end up the curl specialist took 8 inches off, cut her hair dry, didn't get it all, like, it just looked like shit, okay? If I'm being honest, it looked terrible. This kid, I say kid, she's 20, this young adult, was out of her mind, upset. And when I did the virtual consult with her, at first glance, I was like, oh my God, I don't think she's going to be able to afford this because she had really thick hair. So again, the more hair you use, the more expensive it becomes. The longer the hair is, the more rows you need to make it look believable because you got to build out to the fluff. So I'm talking to her on this virtual consult and she's on the verge of tears because she can't even believe how her hair looks. And I just flat out said, you know, I want to let you know on the front end, the price of this is going to be anywhere from $2,400 to $3,500. Are you invested in that? Me quoting her like at 18-inch hair, thinking like she wanted this length, right? And from behind the camera, her dad's voice looms and says, we are invested. And then I hear her mother talking. So the whole family is involved in this situation. And then I stress to her, like, styling this hair is imperative because now I've got the parents who are invested in this investment for their daughter, but the daughter is the one going away to college having to maintain this hair. I tell her what is going to be involved. Again, she's committed. She will do anything to get back her long hair. So I tell them because of the lighting, because I need to feel the density of her hair, she needs to come in and see me. Luckily, she wasn't a flight away. She was about an hour away. So her and her mom come. As we're talking, the daughter decides that she wants 22-inch hair, and the mom is totally fine with that, right? This install ended up being the most expensive install I have ever done to date because the amount of hair she had and all that was involved. It was 3 rows of 22-inch hair. I think we used 12 wefts of adored hair. If you use adored hair, you know that one single weft of adored hair is 25 grams. A standard weft from anywhere else is usually roughly around 14 grams. So 12 wefts of adored on average are probably like 22 wefts of anybody else's hair of a standard size. It's a lot of hair that we installed in her head. And the whole thing about retail, like, again, if you struggle to sell retail or you don't have retail available for your clients, you're missing out as a hairstylist. She bought, I want to say, $500 some odd worth of retail that day. Her ticket was $6,390. Drop the mic, please. If you would have told me 36 years ago when I was in hair school, and my hair school teacher told me that I'd be lucky if I made $250 a week, that we did this profession out of love. From that moment, I was ready to challenge her at any step of the way and show her that that was not going to be me, which probably drove me to this point of being that hairstylist that in 6 hours I could have a ticket that was $6,390. Now, when I say 6 hours, that is not including the back end of me and my team custom coloring, rooting and low lighting these extensions for this client. But I will tell you, me and Mia, another girl at the salon, did it together. We got it done in under an hour. I think it was an hour and 15 minutes that we did all these. And I teach you how we do this in the class. It's a pretty cool system and it's very unique and it delivers results. This hair was stunning when it was done, right? When I tell you premium quality service, it was 100%. This hair looked so good. It was like the sky opened up and the gods delivered me this perfect package to put in her hair. And when the install was done, she looked amazing. And clearly she found the means to pay for this, right? So now in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, she will come in and have those 3 rows raised and get any color done to her hair. When we raise the extensions, we charge a removal price. We charge to raise each row, and then we charge for any color she needs and if she wants it styled. Her ticket for her raise will most likely be around $1,000, if not more. And a raise appointment will take a lot. It will take less time than the initial install did. So if you're looking at hearing those numbers and you're kind of in shock, I'm here to tell you that that's actually a reality. And I'm pretty damn proud of myself over that one. And it's not because I price gouged. When that ticket came up, like, what is involved in that ticket? And the ticket is the cost of the hair. That hair, probably, I don't remember off the top of my head, but 12 wefts of adored hair is probably naturally curly, long. It's probably, I don't know how much it was. It's a lot. And then there is the cost of me installing it. There's the cost of me custom coloring that hair. There's the cost of me coloring her hair so that it matched. There is the cost of the curly upcharge, because cutting and styling curly takes a lot longer than straight, and you need a separate skill set in order to be able to do that. And then, yes, we do charge at least a 3% convenience fee, because everybody in our salon uses a credit card. Regardless of what you think of that, I don't care. I'm a business owner, and I believe that her credit card fee on that ticket was probably over $200. I'm not eating that. And we are separated into parts and labor. So the labor of coloring the extensions, the labor of coloring her natural hair is one price, and then we price out the actual cost of the color separate, so that the salon can afford to pay high commissions to their to my team. And we are not absorbing all of these unknown costs. They are just there. Some of you might say, well, you're nickeling and diming, blah, blah, blah. I really don't care. I run a business based on numbers, spreadsheets, profit and loss statements. And I can tell you that for the 11 years or 10 years that I did business the other way without separating it, I was losing every time. I was actually paying out of my pocket to color my client's hair because of how much money the salon was losing, because the salon has no idea unless you use a scale that measures it for you, which we do. We use fish scales and premium. I didn't understand it before I had it, and now that I have it, I am blown away at the reduction of the cost for the amount of color that we use, and by the fact of how much was spent on color that I had no idea was even slipping through the cracks. So maybe this isn't even a podcast about the cost of my education. Maybe it's a podcast to all the salon owners and suite owners out there that feel like they're just getting by and don't understand why. It's those two things. It's you absorbing the cost of your product and the cost of doing business, which people think that you should just absorb. But I am here to tell you, 3 years later, there was an upset when we did separate it that way because nobody understood it. And now it's just part of the system and nobody questions it. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So I can tell you, I lived through it and I'm okay. And you can too if you need to see a better P&L statement. If you feel like you're suffocating as a salon owner, you can DM me on any of my social media accounts, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. Or, excuse me, you could send me an email at jennifer@adoredhairextensions.com, and I will respond because I see it all. So, with that being said, the cost of the education at $5,500 with $1,000 worth of hair, the $1,000 worth of hair, if you play it right, that $1,000 worth of your hair will earn you at least $2,000 to $3,000. This is where the light bulb moment comes off, right? So if that's the case, let's do it on the low end. The $1,000 earns you $2,000. You just took that $5,500 class and took it down to $3,500. And you got all the tools that you needed to succeed as an extension artist, $750. So now that takes that class to, what is it, $2,750? And I'm teaching you how to make a lot of money in a single day. And that's if also some people can crank out 2 installs in a day. I've done it. I've had, $10,000 days. And it is all solely due to hair extensions. It is not due to cutting and coloring. and styling. I can tell you that, because I would have to do a lot of curly cuts to get to a $6,300 ticket. Curly cuts do help, but it's not like hair extensions. So when you see this price tag on this education, you need to understand that what you are getting from it is me one-on-one in a 3-day class. I shouldn't say one-on-one, there will be other students in there, but you are getting me and my team and our knowledge, and the amount of education and experience within that team is, it's like 33 years worth of extension experience between Jackie and I, and how much we have toggled ideas off of each other, how much we've learned through this entire experience. You are getting this experience straight from the start. We're doing it in my salon. You have an organized setup. You are not dealing with a folding chair that's coming to your kneecaps and you're trying to reach your tools and things are falling. Everything is organized. There is a textbook. There is pre-training online. The pre-training is also worth like $1,000, because what you're learning in that pre-training can get you very far, and you have access to that for up to 3 months after the class. Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of work to take this education and make it so that it was at a level that I believe it should be at. You're not just getting this hairstylist who decided to throw together an education program and I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I'm teaching you step by step how to do a successful install from start to finish. I'm teaching you 3 different ways to install the hair extensions depending on the texture and density and needs of your client. Super crucial. I'm teaching you how to be a business person in these transactions and handle it as if you are a plastic surgeon for the hair. Because at the end of the day, that's really what you are when it comes to hair extensions. We're not messing around in mama's kitchen with this hair. Like, this is a full-blown high ticket service that delivers an experience along with it. And I teach you exactly how to do that like I've done it in my salon. And then one of the days is me and my team doing a curly install from start to finish. So you get to actually sit there and watch how we make this an experience in our salon, how we deliver these results, how we are the A players in the game when it comes to hair extensions and curly hair. We are showing you the ticket to having clients fly in from all over just for you to do their hair, because people are doing that now. I have a client who charters a private jet to come every 8 weeks. Like, hello. Hey there, hair school teacher at $250 a week. Like, hell no. With the power of social media, the ability to grow as a hairstylist or a specialist creating a niche or a hair extension artist, like, the sky is the limit. If I had social media when I was 20, starting out in my career, the possibilities would have been endless. And maybe I was better off not having it, because I learned how the true hustle really was. I learned the power of handing out business cards. I learned how to build a clientele without social media, and social media just enhanced my ability to do so. And we talk about that in the class too. And if you do the mentorship class after the 3-day class, you get a lot more of that. I've spoken about the 3-day in-person class. The one thing I haven't talked about is the online experience, which starts at the end of August. The online experience goes about 8 to 10 weeks. It says 6 weeks because that's on a really condensed platform. What I realized is that when people are learning the 3 different methods that I teach, we need to have a slightly larger gap in between those calls so that they can do the method multiple times and come back and ask me questions with what they're struggling with and how we can troubleshoot better. So what this looks like is every 2 weeks in the beginning, you are dropped new material so that you could perfect what you were dropped first. Once those videos are dropped to you, then a week later, we have a Zoom call that is live and it lasts for about an hour and we troubleshoot everything. You ask me questions and I show you the answers on a mannequin. We talk through them. We troubleshoot. And then after that, we talk business, we talk curly hair installs, we talk upcharging, we talk social media, we talk growing your extension client base. And then you're also offered the opportunity to work with me as your mentor for 3 months as a follow-up. That online class is $3,500, I believe, and also comes with $1,000 worth of hair. So you're getting it virtual on your time schedule, and you are also getting that hair to start your career, to jumpstart your career as an extension artist. Both options are great. Personally, I do prefer the in-person method because I just like to be around other people who are doing what I'm doing. I like to have my eyes fully on it, but I'm telling you that the platform that I've built online, again, is top notch because I don't do anything half-assed. And if you want to learn extensions, you want to learn it from the best in the industry. And I do consider myself that person. In case you didn't know, I am a Leo and I do think highly of myself. And part of it is because I know how hard I have worked to get here. There's not been a brand that has sponsored me. There is nobody behind this face except for Janisch. And I have successfully built 3 different platforms, actually 4 when it comes to this podcast, and continued to grow them and put my all into them. And that is what I do for you as a student in my education. I'm always going to be in your corner. And if you give your all, you're going to get my all. And that's my education. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who you think might need it. If you don't subscribe, hit the subscribe button because your subscribing helps this channel grow and get the word out there to other people who just like to hear all things about curly hair, life, hair salon, and hair extensions and education. That's what I do. And you could visit me on social media at Jennifer_Johnson_Janisch. That's my Instagram handle. My TikTok is just the same as this podcast, The Curly Girls Obsessions. And obviously on here, on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you choose to listen or watch this. But I'll see you next time.